Blacksmithing is a very general term for someone who works with iron. We have goldsmiths, whitesmiths, locksmiths. Basically, iron is a black material and smithing implies hitting, striking. But within that now, the more modern day blacksmith will be using other materials as well. Same techniques, same approach, but trying with different metals. So yeah, very generally we make stuff out of iron. My name's Tim Bignell. I am the blacksmith here at Sovereign Hill, where we sort of demonstrate and manufacture items for the public to buy. This will become a fire poker handle, heated up in the forge behind me there. A few basic tools that we need for every job would be the anvil, hammers, tongs. We'll end up with a final product. It's become a very important thing these days to preserve rare trade. So blacksmithing, I'm reluctant to call it a rare trade, but certainly a very old trade. There's no real path that goes straight into blacksmithing. So I was pretty lucky. I found a few local blacksmiths, and then I travelled to Sydney to do my apprenticeship after 8 years of being self-taught. Started travelling to Sydney and back, and then after that, started travelling overseas. After I sort of exhausted all the possible training that I could find in Australia, and with an interest more in the artistic side of blacksmithing, I narrowed my focus till I knew exactly what I was trying to do, achieve in a Churchill Fellowship. Everyone's very helpful from the application process right through to handing in the report. My aim was to travel overseas to obtain skills and knowledge that aren't readily available here in Australia. I would have had sort of contemporary and traditional practices. That took me from Czech Republic to Italy, to Belgium, to France, all around the UK, Wales, Scotland, England. I was in Germany at some point too. Before I left, I'd just have to find blacksmiths. There were plenty of blacksmiths out throughout Europe, but just the ones that were doing things that I was more interested in and who were also willing to accommodate me. I was lucky enough to find people who were really willing to really generous with their time and experience. And each country seemed to have its own style. The Czech Republic's always pretty pointy, angular sort of stuff. The Belgian stuff's still got that sort of nouveau, really nice flowing sort of work. And in other parts of the world, just very functional. I've tried a few of those things that I saw over there. Like in here, we do work as traditionally as we can, so our stuff's pretty functional. But certainly the skills that I picked up over there, not so much the design, it's just that my own personal taste of always changing. I've been building a house for the last 20 years, a little mud brick thing, it's full of ironwork, and there's parts in there that I probably wouldn't necessarily do today. The staircase is not finished, I might sort of tweak that. Personally, my tastes are always evolving. And within Sovereign Hill, you get a little bit of a chance to sort of try those new designs, but we pretty much just selling stocked items that people like, so a lot of repetition in that. Since returning from the fellowship, I've been able to pass on the skills and knowledge I picked up from travelling overseas to staff that I'm training, to the general public and school kids as well. So always continued flow of people passing through who are shouting out questions at me. So it's been a perfect place sort of to disseminate a lot of that information I picked up. The advice I give is just aim high. Like when I was seeking out the blacksmith trades from all around the world, I sought the biggest names I could. Some of them responded and willing to take me on, so just don't be afraid, just go for it. After returning home from the fellowship, my eyes were definitely open to the possibilities of blacksmithing, so just realising where you can take the trade and pushing yourself further and further to learn new skills, it's sort of a really satisfying process.